Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent. But be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Back on center stage for the second time tonight here at Victory Field, home of the Indianapolis Indians. And in case you missed it, the opening game tonight resulted in a City Alliance Championship for the Cathedral Irish, a 2-0 winner over upstart and fourth-seeded Covenant Christian. And now we turn our attention to our second game as Perry Meridian takes on Lawrence North for all the marbles of the Marion County Baseball Championship. And hello again, everyone, and welcome to another exclusive Internet Sports broadcast presentation of IHSA Baseball on the family of networks, Indiana SRN. Steve McClure, along with Sean Kroll. Our pregame show is brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. The Perry Meridian Falcons, under second-year coach Jake Manwart, are back in the championship for the second consecutive year, losing a year ago to Ron Colley. Meanwhile, Lawrence North, under 28-year boss Richard Wisenstein, is riding a 6-game winning streak with an overall record of 16-5. Let's bring in our broadcast partner Sean Kroll now and get his inside look of this second game tonight here at Victory.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve, from what I see, this looks like it's going to be a pitcher's duel. You look at the numbers, you've got a .97 ERA and a 1.42 ERA. Both pitchers allow the opponents to hit under 200, which means it'll probably be a high-scoring game. But I'll tell you what, watching these guys warm up in their respective mounds, I'm telling you what, Charlie Joyce for Perry Meridian is going to be a problem for Lawrence North right-handed hitters. That submariner motion is something you do not want any part of as a right-handed hitter, because the ball looks like it's starting from behind your back, and that is never a comfortable position to be in.
The word comes to mind is wicked.
Yes.
And you don't want to be too close in there, but the way these two teams are playing very, very well, Sean, right now. 6 games in a row for Lawrence North, having taken a doubleheader just the last 2 days against one of their nemesis in Lawrence Central, and Perry Meridian having won 5 out of their last 6 on a roll as well.
I'll tell you what, and they have a lot to live up to that first game. It was fantastic. 2-0 Cathedral, only 10 hits combined. Great job by the freshman Brock Buckley on the mound. It was a really good, well-pitched ball game. I expect a lot of the same here tonight in the second game with these two big-time schools.
You see the way that these two teams got to the championship by just looking at the bracket. Lawrence North led things off back on Friday, May the 2nd, with a win over Speedway. Then they got by Franklin Central with scoring in the bottom half of the 7th inning and defeated Brave Buff to reach the championship game. As far as Perry Meridian is concerned, they had to go through Park Tudor, winning 2-1. Then they beat Warren Central 10-8, and then a third game, a shutout 5-0 over North Central.
And those are really good squads they've beaten. You talk about a great game. I mean, that Lawrence North Buff game was fantastic too. It was a one-run game. Going down to the wire as well. So, these teams have played close games. They know how to get it done. So I fully expect this to go down to the very last pitch, just like our first game did.
Coach Wisenreed, in his pregame comments to me, Sean, told me that in the season, it's been an interesting season as far as how they have come to this 16-5 record. He says when they have gotten out to a lead, they've gotten a little complacent. But the best games that they've played when they've come back from a deficit to win at the end.
Well, you love that never say die attitude and the fight back spirit. You never want to take your foot off the gas. And the second you relax, baseball will humble you. As we know, we've both played it. We both played it for many, many years. And just when you think you've figured it all out, it teaches you something new.
Yeah, Coach Wisenreed was also telling me that, he has very little time to work with this team because on Monday or Tuesday, when they're not playing games, they do have a chance to practice. But on Wednesdays, these kids go out to their AAU teams for the summer. So he really doesn't have much control.
Yeah, and that's the disappointing part of the weather that we have here in the state of Indiana is it really wreaks havoc with all these schedules and playing makeup games and different things like that. But it is what it is. These kids play a lot of club baseball, AAU baseball. It's what they love to do. It's how they want to get to advance to the next level. And as a coach, you have to accept it.
Yeah, that's the thing about it is that on Wednesdays when they head out to play for their summer teams, You may have a guy that plays for you on the Lawrence North team at third base, but in summer ball, he may be a shortstop. So it's hard to teach.
Yeah, and his second base double play may be from Perry Meridian.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. But this Perry Meridian club playing extremely well and just about ready for our first pitch. Again, the starting pitchers for today's game, Charlie Joyce as Perry Meridian's right-hander, and we'll see him go to work immediately here, as Sean has indicated, is a sidearm, sometimes a submarine thrower, and the leadoff batter for the Lawrence North Wildcats coming to the plate right now is the right fielder wearing number 7, and that is Caleb Vaughn. We'll run down the lineup for you and set the defense as well for Perry Meridian. First pitch of the game is a called strike 1. How about that action behind the plate with the officials today for Joe Stevenson behind the plate, along with Daniel Moulton and Ken Montaloni. Here's a ball hit off to the second baseman, on to first, pulled him off the bag, but still able to get him. Good play.
Nice job there by the first baseman, Reed, staying in contact with the bag to make sure he doesn't come off on the little bit of a shaky throw there from Mr. Jones on that play. But, nice job by Vaughn staying in the box.
Caden Reed, one of the seniors on this team, playing first base. He pitched just a couple of nights ago against Whiteland in a 7-5 win, and he's headed to Manchester University.
A little bit up north there. It's going to be a good place for him to play. Good crowd here so far this evening as well.
Here comes that sidearm delivery. It's fouled off behind the plate, and the count now will go to no balls and strikes. If you're just joining us, again, we are at Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis for this Marion County Baseball Championship. Glad to have you along.
Weather still very cool this evening.
Malik Houston at the plate. Sees a ball on the outside, misses, and that'll take the ball count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the top half of the first with the Lawrence North Wildcats at the plate. Again, swing and a miss. That was a nasty pitch, Sean, and there's 2 outs.
And being on the inside part of the plate with that sidearm motion, you were going to have to fight with every ounce of your being to stay in the box on that.
5-1 is Mr. Charlie Joyce's record on the season. 1.21 is his ERA, and he's got nearly 50 strikeouts on the game. There are 2 outs, and Nick Taylor coming to the plate, the DH.
Good start so far for Joyce. 2 up, 2 down.
Yes, sir. Winds and throws, and it is a called strike. Nick Taylor batting in the 3rd spot. And he's hitting .314 on the season with 11 RBIs.
I tell you what, if I'm Joyce, I'm going to pound that inside corner all night long with that submarine motion to those right-hand hitters.
Batting from the right side, Nick Taylor waiting for the pitch. Here's a ball hit into right field. This could be trouble, Sean. Going way back. This get into the corner. It's going to be at least 2, and will he stop? He does. Nick Taylor with a stand-up double that goes deep into right field, and the right fielder for Perry Meridian unable to catch up with it is Noah Baker.
That was a fantastic piece of hitting right there, taking an outside pitch, going with it and driving it with authority into right field. And boy, I'll tell you what, Baker had a long way to go. He had no shot at it. A little bit more speed, he could have been a third, but they'll take it with a 2-out runner in scoring position.
So 2 outs in the inning and a runner at second base in Nick Taylor, and coming to the plate, batting in the cleanup position is a second baseman, Cole Sherman. Sherman batting from the right side. Here's that sidearm delivery. It's up high for a ball.
Wow. That was a wicked pitch right there.
Cole Sherman, the number 3 on the back of his uniform, hitting .310 on the season for this Wildcat team. Dressed in their green jerseys and gray pants. Perry Meridian in that light blue color, trimmed in black and white pants. Ball hit out to the second baseman. Going to have time to pick it up. On to first base for the out. And in the inning for Lawrence North, they come up with no runs on 1 hit and no errors and 1 left on base. We're going to the bottom of the first with no score.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? or by working his way up the corporate ladder. By changing his diet, or by changing his style. By traveling the world, or by staying perfectly still. For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Welcome back, everybody, to Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis. This first inning of play being brought to you by Impact Insurance Restoration, the service you expect, the solutions you need. Call 317-268-6375. An absolutely beautiful evening here in the city. Temperature at or about 52 degrees. Hasn't gotten above that much all day long, Sean Crow.
It has been a little overcast and breezy, but I'll tell you what, these baseball players love it because it's not sweltering hot out, so you can play all night long, and they are excited to be on this gorgeous turf that is Victory Field.
Tell us a little bit about the starting pitcher for Lawrence North, to Mr. Ty Johnson.
I'll tell you what, he's 2-0. He's got a sub-1 ERA at .97, 44 strikeouts, and only 13 walks so far. Opponent's batting average, 113. I think Keith hit that in Little League, as a matter of fact. That's how low it is. And here's an even bigger stat. No wild pitches.
All right. Sean Thomas to lead things off here for the Falcons. Wearing the number 44 on the back of his blue uniform, the left fielder. First pitch is a call, strike one. 2 nights ago, Sean, it was Sean Thomas leading things off in game number 1 of that doubleheader against Whiteland with a shot that went over the left field fence, so for a home run.
That's always a good start.
Next pitch is way outside for a ball. That'll take the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. If you're just joining us, Steve McClure along with Sean Crow on this special webcast presentation on Indiana SRN. Swing and a foul straight back. Sean Thomas will be followed by Connor Woods and then Cade Reed here in the bottom half of the first.
I think Ty Johnson has smoke coming off his fastball. He's bringing it.
And he's got the good length and height on that. Coming right to the pitch is way up high for a ball. That'll take the count to 2 balls and strikes. Will Spear behind the plate for Ty Johnson for the Wildcats tonight. Winds and comes to the plate. Ball hit out to the right side. Going to go out of play and into the seats. Defensively for Lawrence North, it'll be Spencer Price at first, Cole Sherman at second, Malik Houston at shortstop. It's Marcus Goodpaster at third base. Tazian Jennings in left, Zach Weber in center, and Caleb Baldwin. And a swing and a miss, and he's retired on strike.
I got a feeling the contact we see tonight, Keith, is going to be to the opposite side of the field. These guys are both bringing the heat, especially Ty Johnson and that submariner. Guys are going to have to look to go the opposite way to try and get knocks.
Now, Sean, did you call me Keith?
Did I call you Keith?
Yes, you did.
I apologize. It was that 113 batting average stuck in my head, and I couldn't get it
well,
by Keith.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. Okay. Thank you very much.
You've got more hair, that's for sure.
All right, 1 down in the inning here in the bottom of the first with Connor Woods coming to the plate, hitting from the right side for the Falcons. Jake Banwart, the coach for the Falcons, in his second season, bringing the Falcons into tonight's game with a record of 12-10. Ahead in the count.
If he gets that outside corner, Steve, he's going to be tough to hit.
Johnson on the mound. Next pitch is a call, strike 3. This one
There
a
you
backward
go.
K, and there are 2 outs in the inning.
If he's going to paint that outside corner, they're going to have to. Oh, that's going to be a rough night for the Falcons if he gets that call all night long.
Mr. Woods had no chance at that one and took a called strike 3, so there are 2 down, and Cade Reed coming to the plate now. Reed also a big hitter. First pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike 1.
He's hitting a paltry 403 there, Steve. So, you know.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Johnson ready to come to the plate. There are 2 outs here in the first. That was on the outside corner as well, but the umpire says that is a ball. 1-1 with 2 outs here in the inning.
It is an interesting difference in the strike zones of these 2 home plate umpires tonight.
Alex Hooten in the on-deck sucker for the Falcons, the DH. Another big hitter. Look at the size on these 2 guys, Cade and as well as Alex. You can tell they are big hitters. To the plate, and an outside gets away from the catcher momentarily. Will Spear, no damage done.
You think he's got a little extra padding under that glove tonight?
I think so. 3 balls and 1 strike. Falling behind in the count here. See what Mr. Johnson can bring here for the Cats. Wind and a pitch, and it's wow.
Wow, that looked like it had been called earlier. Didn't get the call that time.
Base on balls given up by Johnson, his first here in the bottom half of the first inning. So the Falcons put their first runner aboard, and here comes Alex Hooten to the plate.
We need to talk with the Indians. They're just letting anybody in this place. We got riffraff.
They
We
are,
got riffraff up in the booth here.
Alex Hooten hitting .258 on the season, batting in that cleanup spot, and playing in the DH position tonight. So 2 down, 1 ball and no strikes. Johnson from that stretch comes to the plate. This is right down the heart. 1-1.
We've been living on that outside corner. Didn't get the last couple of calls, so came right down Broadway, and Hooten was taken all the way.
Looking down here at the Perry Meridian dugout, right behind the fans, draped in some blankets. Here's a throw down to second base, and look, you can count that as a stolen base for Cade Reed, the big man.
But I tell you what, a little bit better throw by Spear there, and they've got a shot at him. Nice play by Sherman to not let the ball go into center field, but they had a shot, but now you got a runner in scoring position looking for a 2-out knock.
How about this number? 77 stolen bases on the year for this Perry Meridian club.
Mercy. Oh, off speed.
And, Sean, they only had 23 last year. So I guess a little bit of a change in philosophy in terms of the way they approach the game.
They must have found some speed.
Just a different approach is what the coach said.
It's a recipe, Steve. You like to cook with what you're given, not try and force anything, you know? Try and make them.
It has worked.
Yes.
Here's a pitch that's kind of handcuffs. Hooten at the plate. That'll take the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good job there by Johnson the last 2 pitches, keeping him off balance with the off-speed stuff.
Lawrence North also bringing out some blankets in this 50-degree heat.
Indiana weather. You don't like it, just wait a day, right?
That's exactly right, because pretty soon we'll be saying, oh, it's so hot. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the inning. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout once again for the 3rd time in the inning to end the bottom half of the first inning. After 1, we have no score.
I think the best thing that our ministry offers is that when the women come in and they are pregnant and they've reached our scan dates, which are 6 weeks, 4 days to 14 weeks, we're able to image them with ultrasound.
Seeing the image on the screen and hearing a heartbeat clarifies that it is truly life and not just a clump of cells.
You know, you can see babies sucking their thumbs. You can see them running their hands over their head.
It shows them what God is doing on the inside that they don't feel or don't even think is real, but they see a real image of a real baby on the screen.
It just breaks my heart when a woman, no matter what her circumstances are, that she decides to end that intrauterine pregnancy, that she decides that she's better to go on her own without that baby.
Perry Meridian and the Lawrence North Wildcats on one of the grandest stages of baseball here in the city of Indianapolis, home of the Indianapolis Indians. And Sean Kroll catch us up on that first game between the Irish and Covenant Christian.
Cathedral with a hard-fought 2-0 victory. Only 4 hits for the Irish, 6 for Covenant Christian. Great pitching matchup. Cathedral pitched 2. Brock Buckley went the distance for Covenant. They just couldn't scratch across any runs.
We head to the top half of the second inning with Cole Sherman coming to the plate along with Zach Weber and Ty Johnson. Each of these teams going scoreless in the first inning. Second inning being brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Come watch us play. Delivers and a swing and a miss, and he's way out in front of that one, Sean.
Quick first inning.
Very, very quick first inning. Man, the pace of the City Lions Championship went right along as well. Despite the number of people left on base for Cathedral, they had 10 left on base in that game, Sean.
Twice bases loaded.
Wow.
Actually in consecutive innings. Buckley was fantastic.
Here's a sidearm coming in once again. Sherman swings, and it's fouled straight back. So that'll take the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes for Perry Meridian. It's Connor Woods behind the plate for Mr. Joyce. Caden Reed at first base. Dayton Jones at second. Ball hit down to the right side, going to be past the first base side.
If you're Lawrence North facing Joyce, you want to keep that front shoulder locked in. As that shoulder flies open, you are in a world of hurt against a guy like this. That backside goes out, you're done.
Look at the position that Dylan Reichert at shortstop has back on the grass. You know he has to have a solid arm.
That's usually your best athlete when you're growing up. So.
Exactly. Bailey Arnold at third base, and a swing and a miss, and that's called strikeout. So that is the 4th strikeout and only 4 putouts.
How about that? We've had how many batters? We've had 9 batters and 5 strikeouts so far.
That?
So that tends to be a quick ball game, Steve.
Zach Weber will hit the plate now here in the second inning. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0. Let's take a look at Zach Weber and see what he has done on the season. Zach's hitting .286 thus far. 1-0. Ty Johnson at the plate.
Quickest game I ever saw, Steve. I was down here, 1-0 state championship. Elkhart Central defeated Cathedral. Lone hit was a home run by the pitcher from Elkhart Central.
Yes,
Helped
sir.
himself.
That's right.
Ooh.
2 balls and 1 strikes to Tom Johnson, the pitcher for Lawrence North, hitting in that number 6 spot tonight for the Cats. Jams him on the inside part of the plate and really got down on his hands there.
You think his fingers are buzzing a little bit?
Maybe just a little bit, yeah.
Those of you that play baseball in cold weather know exactly what I'm talking about.
Got to wear 2 pair of gloves with this
man.
kind of a pitcher up there.
Feels like bees in your batting gloves.
Got to protect. Here's a pitch outside for a ball. Now it'll take the count to 3-2. The first time that we have seen a 3-2 count. Johnson, and it is a loss. And Mr. Johnson will head down to first base. We'll see if he'll get a pinch runner. Ask Sean to keep an eye on that, and it looks like we will.
Yes, we will. We actually need a runner. We'll see who it's going to be. It is going to be number 9. That will be Bryce Dickerson.
Thank you, sir. Bryce is a senior, outfielder.
6-foot senior.
So Charlie Joyce loses out on his first base on ball. There is 1 out in the inning. And with that pinch runner aboard, that'll bring to the plate Mr. Jennings. Hits from the left side. He's on. First pitch is down low for a ball.
Standing at a strapping 5'7".
Yes, sir. I like that kind of man, don't you?
Oh, man. And we'll look at the third baseman. Check out Arnold. He is ready for anything down there in the third base line.
Another pitch. Again, outside misses. That'll take the count to 2-0.
You know, kids like these are slap hitters when the outfield's shaded towards the opposite field.
Jones hitting .283 on the season. Batting for the first time tonight here in the top half of the second inning. Pitch on its way. Here goes a runner down to second base, and he's in with a sliding stolen base. Nice piece of base running there, and the Cats being a little bit more aggressive.
We've seen that in both games so far. These teams love to run the bases. It gives yourself a chance now. You've got one out and a runner in scoring position. You got 2 chances to try and bring him home.
63 team stolen bases on the year for Lawrence North. So they like to get at it too. Here's a ball hit into the left field, get by the third baseman, and they'll hold up the runner at third base. But the Cats have 2 runners aboard now, first and third. Third baseman could not get down on that thing, Sean.
If he was playing back a little bit further, but with the speed, you had to play up and slapped it right by him. That's exactly what you wanted Jennings to do.
Bailey Arnold down there at third base had his right side glove toward the line and could not get to it. So into left field it goes for a solid base hit.
Now things are cooking here for the Wildcats.
Yes, they are. Marcus Goodpasture coming to the plate now. Here's a ball hit into right field. Going to not drop in, and coming on to make the catch is Noah Baker. Tagging and getting in. And the ball is overthrown and going on to second base and sliding in there safely. So a good piece of hitting and a nice fly out. It was Noah Baker who took it in. The ball was high in the air past the catcher, and that allowed the tag, no problem.
Boy, I tell you what, Baker airmailed that. He didn't even hit the cutoff man. The catcher, I think he was throwing to the bat boy in the dugout. Boy, and any decent throw, they got a shot at him, but he had no shot when he airmailed that thing.
So Jennings moves from first to second on that overthrow and still in scoring position for the Wildcats. There's 1 run in here in the inning. In the second.
Kids, if you're watching, hit the cutoff man.
Yep. 2 outs. There's a ball hit into left field. Going to get in there for a hit. And let's see, they're going to send him. Here comes the throw and the relay.
Ooh.
No, the cutoff man, he did not make an attempt at throwing to home. So the Wildcats have scored the second run here in the inning on another base hit.
He hit the cutoff man, but that's where your infielders need to talk to you to say go home.
Yep.
They had a legitimate shot at getting him at home plate. I don't know why I didn't turn the throw, but that's on your teammates because your back's to the play. You're waiting to hear them say something. Home 4, whatever that is. Oh, wow.
Joyce was in a very good position to make that throw. He was well off the mound to his right toward third base as the throw came into him and really did not pay much attention. And the runner came home.
Fundamentals, Steve, fundamentals.
Right, you bet. It's Caleb Vaughn, the leadoff man, coming to the plate here now. 2 runs are in.
We've equaled the scoring of the first game here in the
Exactly.
top of the second.
Joyce with that sidearm delivery. It's a call strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Vaughn. This is the 6th man to come to the plate here in this inning. Swing and a miss by Vaughn. Takes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's probably the best pitch he's had all night.
That was a good pitch. I hear Vaughn on the baseball field, though. I think the wild thing.
Yeah, the wild thing is right. Here's a ball hit straight up in the air. Looks like the second baseman, Dayton Jones, will have it, and on the putout, he does. So you're scoring. That'll go F4 for Lawrence North in the inning. 2 runs on 2 base hits and 1 error and 1 left on base after 1.5. It's Lawrence North 2 and Perry Meridian nothing.
Craving comfort, fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
in the game.
Somebody likes me.
Amen.
Who was that famous speech? Remember?
Look at
the
that.
Oscars.
Look at this beautiful shot on our screen right now.
That's gorgeous.
Meridian standing tall up there in left field, and beautiful, beautiful sight. Look at that green grass and turf. And we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Big, big action for LN, Sean, in that second inning.
Oh, fantastic job making plays, making them make plays. Where else would you rather be on a Friday night than the ballpark, Steve?
That's what I told you earlier in the evening. This is like Christmas for us.
It is.
2 games in one night during the month of May. Charlie Joyce at the plate for Perry Meridian to lead things off. He'll be followed by Devin Reichert along with Noah Baker.
Johnson is dealing.
And when you're dealing with a 2-run lead, it's even bigger. Batting from the left side, Joyce stands and waits. Inside pitch for a ball.
Well, as a pitcher, Steve, when you get on the board first with your own squad, it settles you down and relaxes you, and you can go out and you can be more aggressive on the mound, and Johnson's just throwing bullets.
And it always reminds me, too, just a moment, I'll give you this thought. Here's a ball hit into left center field, gets by the shortstop, and solidly with a first base hit of the game for the Perry Meridian Falcons. Nice piece of hitting there.
Going the opposite way. It's what you got to do against him.
What I started to say, Sean, is that when you're dealing with a 2-0 lead, your infielders are even more alert. So it's defensively works the other way as well.
You can see it now with Goodpaster at third base, in on the indentation of the infield, maybe playing in on the grass, expecting a possible bunt.
Here's Dylan Reichert, the shortstop, the senior, coming to the plate here, batting from the right side as Charlie Joyce leads off the inning for the Falcons with a base hit, their first of the game. They did have a runner back in the first on a base on balls and a stolen base, reaching second, but denied.
Johnson set him down with 3 strikeouts in the first.
Yes, sir. Coming to the plate, this one's up high for a ball.
Ooh, the pop of that mitt. That is a wonderful sound, is it not?
2-0 goes the count. Jake Panwer down in the third base box, the head coach for this Perry Meridian Falcon team in his second season. Oh my, look at that pitch. Outside corner is perfect. That'll take the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Reichert, the shortstop, crowds the plate a little bit. Had a very good night in that doubleheader against Whiteland a couple nights ago. There's a ball hit off to the right side, going to get out of play, no chance at it. So we'll do it again.
The only thing that would make this more perfect, Steve, would be the sound of a wooden bat.
Oh my.
Hitting the ball, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to hear. So, but that's an expensive proposition.
Yes, it is, especially for schools.
Yep. Even colleges have had to go to the aluminum. Coming to the plate once again, swing and a miss, and Mr. Reichert is down on strikes as the domination continues for Ty Johnson.
How about blazing some fastballs and coming back with an off-speed pitch that has you about 2 feet out in front of it? No shot there. I feel sorry for Reichert. That is such a tough pitch to hit.
Noah Baker, the right fielder, coming to the plate now for the Falcons with the 1 out in the inning. Runner aboard for Perry Meridian. Charlie Johnson had singled. There's a ball going to go down to first base. Nice piece of defense there for Lawrence North. Will Spear. No hesitation whatsoever, Sean, to let it go.
Great job by Price, though, playing goalie, getting down on his knees, not letting it get in the right field.
From the stretch, Johnson comes to the plate. Handcuffs him as it's going to be hit to the second baseman. Going to have time on to first. Runner will advance to second and now in scoring position. So Baker is retired on that ground out. Sherman to Price. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner at second base now. Pick up that.
Let him get to second before they decide to pinch run for him. That's interesting. Well,
2
he's sure
outs in the inning, and that interesting situation there. Again, reaching second base. So, coach believing that base hit can get him in with a little bit more speed. Bailey Arnold at the plate for the first time tonight.
I want to go back to the previous batter, Steve. I was surprised how far in on the grass he got running down to first base. He was way outside the baseline.
1 ball, no strikes. There are 2 outs here in the inning. In the second, Lawrence North with a 2-0 lead. Second inning being brought to you by the IHSAA.
Please come watch them play.
Amen. Waiting. Johnson brings it outside, misses on the outside corner, but takes a count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Arnold, the third baseman for the Falcons. Dugout very alive on each side. Wow. Called strike. Takes a count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. What's he waiting on, Sean?
Watch for the off-speed pitch here. He really turned Reichert around on the 2-strike off-speed pitch. Let's see what he brings here.
Arnold chokes up a little bit. On its way, swing and a miss.
Just a fastball.
Your side is retired here in the bottom half of the second inning for Perry Meridian. No runs on 1 hit and no errors and 1 left on base. After 2 complete, it's Lawrence North 2 and Perry Meridian nothing. We're going to keep it right here in the Victory Field presentation of this Marion County Championship on the baseball side. And what we have here is our Impact Insurance Restoration. Thanks again for being one of our sponsors on this very special broadcast. So give us a call at 317-268-6375.
They give you, guess what, Steve? The service you expect and the solution you need.
I like that sort of delivery. I like their logo, too. Isn't that kind of cool?
Well, you never know what to expect in life.
No,
and if
you certainly don't.
Something happens, Impact Restoration is there to help you clean up.
2-0 in favor of the Lawrence North Wildcats. Coming into tonight's game with a record of 16-5, having won their last 6 straight. And they will send to the plate the top of the order. Malik Houston will be up.
I'm anxious to see Taylor again to see how he can back up that booming double into the right field corner in the first inning.
So it'll be Houston along with Taylor and then Sherman to follow. As we top here, the ball hit down to the third baseman, picked up there nicely and on to first for the first out of the inning. That's a tough play for Perry Meridian, but they got the job done.
And a strong throw by Arnold, just an absolute seed over there to first base and Reed. That is a very tough throw, but great play there by Arnold.
Got a nice stretch there by Reed as well on that first base side, and there's 1 out in the inning. Nick Taylor coming to the plate for the second time tonight. He doubled back in the first inning. Inside pitch almost hits him. He stood his ground there, Sean.
He did, and I'm looking at the outfield here, Steve, and the rocket he hit in the first inning, I'm surprised they're playing so shallow.
Yeah. Swing. Did he go through it? I think he did.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a strike. He went down to the third base umpire to take a look, but I was committed to say strike. It is 1-1. Oh, breaking ball hits the inside corner. That was a nice pitch.
That is just filthy.
So ahead in the count he goes.
Uh-oh.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Uh-oh.
Here's one hit into deep left field. Coming over to camp under it. What a great catch out there by Sean Teziat. And the 2 outs here in the inning.
Boy, coming off the bat, I thought that one looked pretty good, but got a little held up there.
Yeah, Sean Thomas had to drift back and go back about 8, 10, 12 steps, but he had a good confidence taking it in.
He did. That's 2 balls that Taylor has smoked into the outfield tonight.
So 2 down quickly in the inning. Here's a ball hit into right field. That's going to be taken in by the right fielder, Noah Baker. And quickly the side is retired for Lawrence North. In the inning, no runs on no hits and no errors and no one left on base. After 2.5, it's Lawrence North 2 and Perry Meridian nothing.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Welcome back, everybody. Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis. Steve McClure along with Sean Kroll for this special webcast presentation of the 2019 Marion County Championship in baseball. And Sean, the IHSAA is going to get really, really busy over the next 2 to 3, 4 weeks. All kinds of tournaments coming up, including baseball, softball. We have golf coming up, tennis as well.
Track and field.
This is when Bobby Cox really earns his paycheck.
Yeah, it gets extremely busy, and we love being a part of all these championships as well. And as school's coming to a close here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, it is jam-packed on everyone's calendars to get all these in.
Luke Salame coming to the plate here for Perry Meridian, a good Italian.
Salame.
Yeah, they call him Lukey. Hitting from the left side.
It's on the roster. It's Luciano.
Now, I know Luciano, but his teammates call him Lukey. So there you go with the little bit of a nickname off of the regular formal name.
And if you listen to the first game, we heard all your nicknames from growing up there, Steve.
That's right. We are in the bottom half of the third inning. Perry Meridian trying to get something started. They trail 2-0. It has been an absolutely gorgeous night here in the city. 2 balls and 1 strike. Delivery. Whoa,
Ooh.
Just missed. That'll take the count to 3-1.
Boy, if you can get a base runner on, flipping the lineup over back to the top,
Yep.
that's a good start for Perry Meridian.
Salome hitting only 188, so you got to believe he's going to be taken here. Oh, boy. Call strike. That'll take the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You think he's going to come back with a fastball here, or
Ty
maybe
Johnson,
off speed?
I think so. Trying to blow him away here. Kind of crowds the plate a little bit. Ball on its way. He swings and fouls it back and out of play to the left side.
One thing I find really interesting, Steve, is so many kids now don't even use the windup at all.
They don't.
You know, Johnson's exclusively from the stretch,
Yep.
which is really, really interesting.
See, very few go to that full windup. Here's a ball hit off to the third base side. Is he going to have room? And he does not. Trying to get that way is the third baseman, Marcus, and he is unable to come up with it. But the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
If you're going to get a ball in play and not have anybody get it, that's about the only spot you could get it. Goodpaster and Jennings both had a shot at it, but it was just out of reach of both.
A little bit of a twirl of the bat for Salome. Again, fouled off and out of play up to the upper deck. No one out here in the bottom half of the third inning. If you're just joining us, it's Lawrence North leading Perry Meridian 2-0 in this county championship contest at Victory Field. Ball on the way.
Ooh.
Just misses, and Salome kind of waited for the call there, Sean.
He did. You know, he fought off a couple of good fastballs there from Johnson. Johnson decided to go back to the breaking ball and couldn't hit his spot, and down to first goes Salome.
First walk of the game given up by starting pitcher Ty Johnson. And we'll go to the top of the order with Sean Thomas coming to the plate. He struck out back in the first.
Wow.
Johnson with 5 Ks on the night against this Perry Meridian club.
Well, I thought he squared around early. Now we know why, because he pulled the bat back, but still got part of the BB core.
Thomas waiting as Johnson waits and now delivers to the plate. He comes. Ball hit straight up in the air. Going to have room out there. Shortstop going out to recover, and he'll pull it in. It's Malik Houston making a nice throw on the, getting out on the turf out there and making the catch for the first out of the inning.
For those of you that aren't sure what BB core is, it's the newer material that these aluminum bats are made out of, so they're not absolute missile launchers because, boy, there was a while there, Steve, where some pitchers were getting hurt because these bats were straight-up weapons. So I love what they've done on the high school and college level with the materials.
Now Connor Woods coming to the plate, the second man in the order for Perry Meridian with a runner on first. It was Salome reaching base on balls, and that's where he sits right now. Getting about a 3 to 4 step lead. Not a big threat to steal here, but he gets off the base pretty well. Here's one coming right back at us, Sean.
Oh,
Get the glove out there, would you?
Didn't quite have the reach for it. Riley was close.
Been a lot of balls hit back our way tonight.
Riley's got to take his hands out of his pockets, though, if he wants to catch a foul ball.
I think there's still one over in the suite next to us because I didn't see anybody come and recover it. But I know that suite is locked. So
that's a special suite, I believe.
All right. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the third. Johnson.
They got him.
Oh, they threw to first. They got him. What a pickoff play. Can we see that again?
Caught him dancing.
Johnson over to Price at first. A good pickoff play for the Lawrence North Wildcats. That's a big out in the inning.
Too busy dancing trying to do the floss over there at first, and Johnson picked him off.
So Salome got once here to that. And the ball hit into right field. It's going to have a chance and going to fall in there. So Salome retired at first base on that put out, but
what does that loom large now?
Here's that replay at first base coming up. Look at this pickoff play. Good throw, and he had him leaning. So that's a big out.
Looks like we got a courtesy runner coming out there.
Cade Reed coming to the plate after Connor Woods reaches on a single. And a pinch runner coming.
Looks like Evan Taylor, sophomore outfielder.
Thank you, Sean. 2 down here in the inning with a runner on first. Here's a ball hit into center field. Camping under it and will make the catch is Mr. Zach Weber, and that will do it in the inning. In the inning, the Perry Meridian Falcons come up with no runs on 1 hit and no errors and 1 left on base after 3 complete. It's Lawrence North 2 and the Falcons nothing.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis. Steve McClure along with Sean Kroll on this special Indiana SRN presentation of the Marion County Championship. And this third inning is being brought to you by Kim Mountain Pest Control. On for the 4th inning of work is the starting pitcher, Charlie Joyce, for the Falcons. And Lawrence Norris will send to the plate Zach Weber, followed by Ty Johnson and Mr. Jennings. First pitch is a called strike 1.
If I had a Zach on my team, he'd be Zach Attack.
Zach Attack. Thanks to all of our sponsors for giving us this privilege of bringing you this special game tonight at Victory Field. Swing and a miss. He got a piece of it. That'll take the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, that's a great job of umpiring right there. That one right off the catcher's mask. The umpire takes his time, walks out to the mound, gives him a chance to, you know, kind of shake the cobwebs out, recalibrate himself for the next pitch.
A little bit of a regroup. Zach Weber struck out back in the second inning in his second appearance here. Ball hit onto the right side, right into the Lawrence North dugout. They were alert to get their hands up.
Error on the coach, though, I think, on that one, Steve.
Standing on that railing down there at the far end of the dugout. Everybody's okay. Here's a breaking ball. Does not catch the inside corner. That'll take the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Those of us that have worn those tools of ignorance know what it's like to get your bell rung with the foul ball.
Weber continues to work the count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lawrence North with a 2-0 lead here in the 4th inning over Perry Meridian. The Falcons, of course, reached the county championship a year ago, losing out to Roncalli. So back for the 2nd consecutive year. Wind up and a throw, and it misses on the outside. So a base on ball is going to be given up by Charlie Joyce.
Great job, though. The Perry Meridian coach, 2 years, 2 Marion County championships. That's a great start and a great way to build a program.
Not bad at all. Coach Manward went to Anderson University. Terrific infielder. Sidearm delivery, swing and a miss.
You were an infielder, were you not, Steve?
I certainly was.
I'm going to say second base.
Second base it was.
19?
19.
Number 19?
Number 19 it was. In honor of Junior Gilliam of the Brooklyn and L.A. Dodgers. That number is retired, by the way.
Oh, really?
One of the 10 Dodger numbers retired.
Wow.
So,
very impressive.
had a chance to meet the young man at one of my camps down in Vero Beach before he passed.
Ooh.
Bunt attempt up the first base line is not good enough.
How about this? Do you know what the all-time attendance record at Wrigley Field is?
Oh, my. All time?
Yes, it was in 1947. It was Jackie Robinson's first game at Wrigley Field.
Oh, my.
Yes.
So that would have been in the 40s, the 40,000 mark, or
oh yeah,
47.
I don't remember the exact number, but they
Yeah.
had tons of standing room only, and they had temporary bleachers, and
I think it's wonderful that they continue to honor Jackie with that baseball day where everyone wears 42.
And we've been to Covenant Christian where Andy Gossel has that number on his fence as well.
Todd Johnson waits. Here's the throw down to second base, not in time. And for the second time tonight, Sean Crawl, a stolen base. And LN puts another runner in scoring position.
Yeah, now you've got a little room to work with here if you're Coach Wisenreed. Do you bunt here with Johnson even though he's got 2 strikes and a full count? It's a good question. I probably wouldn't do it, but you got no outs and a runner on second.
And nobody out. Swing and a miss.
Now you do.
So Charlie Joyce gets a very key strikeout here. But again, LM with a runner at second base in scoring position. And this will bring up Mr. Jennings.
He singled and scored, and boy, Arnold's ready for his at-bat this time.
Again, they're trying to keep the runner. There's a ball hit into left field. Perry Meridian makes another nice grab out there. Sean Thomas, for the second time tonight, moving in rapid spiral, and he gets right to it.
Boy, Weber must have misread that ball off the bat because it got up in the air quick.
Yeah.
Allowed Thomas to get a chance under. He should have been back at the bag tagging, maybe trying to go to third.
So 2 down. Runner remains at second base, and here comes Marcus Goodpaster, the third baseman for Lawrence North. We're in the top half of the 4th inning with the Cats up on top, 2-0, called strike 1. He'll step out for a moment and gather himself in.
Another situation, Steve, like we've seen in both games tonight. They need a 2-out base hit to get a run home.
Thus far in the game, LN has left 2 aboard to end the inning. There's a called strike, breaking ball right in the heart of the plate. So count goes to 0-2. Got to think he's going to come inside with a fastball here. Let's watch. Misses on the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Tried to get him to bite. Fish ain't biting on that one.
Good crowd on hand for both sides tonight. Perry Meridian in the home dugout. Here's the ball hit into right field. Baker coming on, makes the catch for the third out of the inning. For Lawrence North, they come up with no runs on no hits and no errors. One left on base. After 3.5, it's LN2. Perry Meridian, nothing.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Indiana SRN proud to present this Marion County Championship tonight. And Sean Kroll, bring us up to date on our social media.
I'll tell you what, we are everywhere. Steve, you can follow us on Twitter at Indiana SRN, where you can learn about the Sports Zone every Thursday from 5:30 to 7. You, me, and Brent Young on location. Stay tuned to our Twitter to see where we're going to be at. YouTube, Indiana SRN. We're on Facebook. We're all over the place. You want to find us, you can find us.
So I'm going to start calling us the triplets. What do you think?
Ooh,
Now, you used that a long time ago.
Ooh,
but kind of an adoption, maybe, of
okay.
the second triplet group.
I'll have to run that by the original triplets and see what they think.
We'll see what Brent has to say. We'll vote on it.
Okay.
Maybe
okay.
let Jerry Collins decide on that. I'm not sure, so we'll see. Here we go. Bottom half of the fourth inning. Perry Meridian will send Mr. Alex Hooten to the plate. And Alex in the first inning struck out to end the inning. Perry Meridian needs to get something started here, Sean.
Need base runners. Down 2. They're guarding the lines.
Yeah, and they've had 2 runners left on base, one in each of the second and third inning, but no soap. Swing and straddle straight back.
You know, I just love all the baseball sayings. Keith laughs at me. I just love them from when I, can of corn.
You grow up with them.
Yeah.
You never lose them. That's right. Texas Leaguer.
Oh, the one he always laughs at me for is duck snort, but that's just what I grew up with.
How about ducks on the pond?
Yeah.
That's another one.
Johnson's throwing aspirin tablets.
Oh, my. We love baseball, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We do. Ball 3, 3-1. This one gets away from the catcher. And
oh, wait. Frozen rope.
Oh, yes, a frozen rope.
Gotta have the frozen rope.
How about a little chin music?
Ooh, sweet chin music.
Oh, my. What a game. Been going on for quite some time.
Greatest game there is. Ooh.
Swing and a miss. Takes the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the first professional baseball team in America, the Cincinnati Redlegs, not more than 100 miles away from us. Swing and a miss. Boy, that was a nice pitch. Caught him, and Hooten had no chance at it. It was up in the zone in his eyes, but still took a cut at it.
He cut Kyle on the ladder, and Hooten kept going after it. So why not keep going?
3.
And Steve, neither of us are Reds fans.
Nope.
But I think they should open the MLB season every year.
It is, and I love the ballpark, American Great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You feel so a part of the game because everything is up close and personal. Inside pitch, did he hit him?
I think it may have got the umpire.
Well, it looked like it hit somebody. Joyce is going to say he's okay, but the home plate umpire may not be. That's Joe Stevenson.
One of the best games I went to, Steve. We were at Great American Ballpark in 2016. 15 innings.
Oh, my. How many hours was that?
It was the boys stayed up the whole time, and Javi Baez hit a grand slam to win it off of Jumbo Diaz.
Baez continues to get better and better with his young age, doesn't he?
He is a fun player to watch.
I saw a little bit of a piece of video of him sliding into third base the other day with an arm out. It was almost majestic the way it looked. So here's a swing and a foul back straight. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning if you're joining us now. And Lawrence North leading in this Marion County Championship game by the score of 2-0.
There's a ton of young talent in Major League Baseball right now, Steve. It's exciting. It really is.
And up and down the National as well as the American League, that all leads into the Fall Classic. Hopefully it won't be snowing then. And he's going to get a base on ball. He kind of waited, didn't he?
I hope it's not the Cubs and the Yankees, or Andy Gossel and I might not be friends anymore.
Well, we have to take it out west.
Oh,
that's all
again?
I can say. Let's take
Come
it
on,
out
you
west.
had your chances, Steve.
We've had plenty of chances. And, Sean, I've been waiting since
Yes.
1988.
That's
During
a little
the
bit of a wait.
Oral Hershiser days, we're going to get a visit at the mound right now with runners on for one runner on now for Falcons.
1988 was a long time, Steve, but it wasn't 106 years.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you're right. So we're going on 31 years now.
Wow.
For the Dodgers, that seems almost impossible.
I was in college.
But it's tough. I mean, it's tough to win. It really is.
It's tough to get that close.
Yeah, that close and want to taste it.
Oh, I know.
So anyway.
And to the Red Sox. Oof. Oh wait, sorry, that's Keith's team.
Third base on into left field for a base hit, and Reichert delivers, and the Falcons have runners aboard now at first and second. Reichert really got into that ball.
Both teams with 3 hits now, but Perry Meridian needs to run a couple across the dish to get some momentum here. Looks like we may have another courtesy runner, Steve.
Yeah, Coach Manwert's coming down, and will insert a pinch runner at second base.
Looks like Gavin Hart.
And again, Coach Manwert is one of these guys that really relies on the metrics. And he and Andy Gossel, good friends from Covenant Christian, kind of going to a new way of approach in baseball. Here's one up the middle, playing it easily. Second base for one, on to first for a double play.
Wow.
And that will retire the inning. For Perry Meridian in the fourth, they come up with no runs on 1 hit and no errors and no one left on base. After 4 complete, it's Lawrence North 2, Perry Meridian nothing.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
We're headed to the 5th inning. And this inning being brought to you by McIntyre Imaging. We take pictures of everything. Call 317-997-9570.
I'm sure he'll have some beauties from that first game.
Andy Gossel joining us in the booth here at Victory Field. And a big congratulations go out to his Warriors today, who played a terrific game against Cathedral Irish. Out-hit the Irish 6-4. And still came up a little bit short. Let's bring in Andy and get a couple of comments for him on, first of all, the organization of the City Alliance Championship back here at Victory Field. How are you, my friend?
Oh, doing well, doing well. It's been a long day, long night, but it's not better. I mean, I tell people that's why I work here at the stadium. There's not a better place to spend an evening as a ballpark. So,
well, Coach, you had this team well prepared to enter a big stage like Victory Field, and they showed a lot of people who they are.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. We try and definitely get them as prepared as possible, both physical skill and then also scouting and shifts. I'm sure you guys enjoyed some of our shifts up here. Got a little creative with some of our shifts. A couple guys that can swing the bat pretty well and just want to take away their power and take away their ability a little bit and make them do something they don't normally do. And so, And it says a lot to some of the guys that we coach against and helping get scouting reports and our coaching staff and a couple other things like that. So fun night.
Will Spears leading off the inning for Lawrence North goes down on a called strike by Mr. Joyce. That'll be 4, and there is 1 out in the inning. Coach, you have a number of games that will be forthcoming, and we move ever closer to the IHSA state tournament.
Yeah, I told our guys yesterday, I said, guys, while there's, the excitement and high of this game and stuff like that, we've got a lot of baseball left to go before we even get to the state tournament. As Joyce throws another curveball for strike two.
And you'll be playing at the Park Tudor sectional, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, we got a bye in the first round. We face the winner of Park Tudor and Cascade, who play in the first round. But, to be honest with you, we've probably got 7 or 8 games before we get there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 at home tomorrow. We're home again for a reschedule on Monday. We're at Indian Creek and Trafalgar on Wednesday, and then tough games with the Circle City Conference tournament next Friday, Saturday at Roncalli, which will again be another battle. We'll probably see either Brebeuf or Chittard in the first round, and that's going to be brutal as always. Tough competition, and then because we got a bye in the first round, and so did Lafayette Central Catholic. I'm glutton for punishment. We picked them up on Tuesday, right before the state tournament starts at our place. Been talking for a couple years about getting them on the schedule, and just hasn't ever worked. So seems to be a great time to play a really tough opponent and then get ready for the state tournament.
Caleb Vaughn at the plate hits the ball, hit the second baseman. He's going to have a chance to get in. And Perry Meridian coming in, and his falls right between the right fielder Noah Baker and Jones, who could not come up with it. A little bit more communication could have been called on their coach, and it fell right between them.
Well, it looked like, who's that, Sherman at second base? Yeah. It looked like he was kind of camped and then maybe got called off right at the last second, and probably shouldn't have just let him take it, even though that's an outfielder's ball, but he's coming in, sliding on the knees, and couldn't quite hang on to it, and gives them a runner here on first base with 1 out.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit of a mound visit as Coach Banberg comes out. Tell us about your relationship with Jake. I know that you guys have been working together.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we've got a player and a coach that was in our program last year that are now, for several reasons, at Perry Meridian and not with us and so forth. And we just have a great relationship with them, love them. But then Coach Jake Banwerk and Adam Gauker, who's one of his assistants, and actually 3 of his assistants, all coach in the Baseball Academics Midwest Travel Organization, which is where I coach as well in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And both of my boys play in that organization. And so, yeah, I think between tonight's 2 games, we think Baseball Academics Midwest had 5 coaches and 10 either current or former players playing represented here tonight. So it's a good opportunity for us to get out here and see each other. And we didn't have an opportunity to play each other during regular season this year. But, yeah, it's a good opportunity to see each other and both compete here for city and county titles.
Runner on first base is Perry Meridian, and the starting pitcher, Charlie Joyce, go to work here on Malik Houston. His 3rd time up, he struck out and grounded out back in the 3rd inning as Lawrence North continues to lead Perry Meridian. Here's a ball hit up the right side, going to fall in for a base hit. Runner on his way to 3rd base, and the LN Wildcats are back in business. Andy Gossel, appreciate your visit tonight, and spectacular game that we saw earlier tonight against the Irish, and you are going to be well prepared as we go down the road. So
thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us. 1 out in the inning, and Lawrence North now with runners at 1st and 3rd. And they'll take a moment to kind of settle themselves.
Great job of base running by Vaughn there, Steve, as he saw the ball get through. He avoided it so it wouldn't hit him. But once he saw it hit the grass and slow down, he was definitely not stopping until he got to 3rd.
Here's Nick Taylor coming to the plate now with 1 out here in the inning. Top of the 5th with Lawrence North up on top with a score of 2-0, and now threatening with runners at 1st and 3rd.
Taylor's had 2 great at-bats, made great contact both times.
Yep. Sidearmer comes to the plate, misses on the outside. That takes the count to 2 balls and 0 strikes. 2-0 with 1 out.
You do not want to nibble here because you don't want to load the bases with 1 out and their cleanup hitter coming up.
Richard Winston Reed, the head coach for Lawrence North, down in that 3rd base box. Sean now in his 28th season.
Wow.
For the Wildcats, a graduate of Southport High School. Went to Hanover. He was drafted in the 86 MLB draft by the Baltimore Orioles.
Hey, that was a year. Pretty important year. I graduated from high school.
How about that? He graduated from Southport in 82, then went on to Hanover to throw down to second base, and in with a stolen base. No problem. Goes Houston.
They expected the double steal there, but no dice. But now you got 2 runners in scoring position and a base open, but he got the count full now.
Yeah, if Taylor can come up with a base hit, this would be huge and give them a 4-0 lead with good speed on all bases.
Infield, they're trying to get some infield signals going on. The corners are in, middle in, halfway for the middle infielders. Surprised they're not all playing in, Steve.
Big batter here, Nick Taylor, facing the starting pitcher and Charlie Joyce tonight. Swing and a miss, misses badly down in the zone, and that is a huge strikeout.
That is huge. Now you need another 2-out base hit from Sherman. I mean, not another one. He hasn't had one, but you need a 2-out base hit, and Sherman's got to get one if they want to get more runs on the board. Give their pitcher some more insurance.
Strikeout number 5 in the game for Charlie Joyce, and now 2 down. Again, runners remain at second and third for Lawrence North. Here's a ball hit the shortstop. Reichert makes a stab at it, and there are 3 outs in the inning in the 5th for Lawrence North. They come up with no runs on 2 base hits and no errors and 2 left on base after 4.5. It's Lawrence North 2 and Perry Meridian nothing.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Indiana SRN, glad to bring you this Marion County Championship game from Victory Field in Indianapolis. What do you think, Sean Kroll, thus far? It's been a great game.
It has. Both, low-scoring games, great pitching, great defense, big-time, at-bats where pitchers have gotten big outs, and sometimes, a couple of the guys have gotten a couple of big knocks to get the runs home. Only 4 runs scored so far in over 11 innings, and that just goes to show you the type of talent that's out here. And I'll tell you what, the state of Indiana is just getting better and better in terms of all their sports, especially baseball.
There's a replay on that last play at shortstop. Reichert, wow, gloves it, stabbing it down, and that retired the inning. Good defensive play by Reichert. So Perry Meridian only with 3 base hits in the game. 2 left on base in the first 4 innings as we go to the bottom half of the 5th. And at the plate is Bailey Arnold. Arnold struck out back in the 2nd inning.
This gets me excited for the state championships. 4 games down here.
Ty Johnson ready to deal. Boy, that looked close. 3 balls and no strikes. So let's see if he'll be taken all the way. Got to believe in the number 8 spot. That will happen right here. Outside corner called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Now if you're a hitter, you're looking for that sweet spot. You're looking for one pitch in one spot. You don't get it. You get another pitch to work with.
Luciano Salome is in the on-deck circle for the Falcons. Strike 2 called. 3-2 now. Going to have to be on top of it, Mr. Arnold, because here it comes. Called strike. Wow. Waited just a little too long, so let's put in a backward K there, Sean, and 1 out in the inning.
Great job fighting back there by Johnson to get the strikeout. And as we say that, a lefty, Ethan Butterfield, heads down to the bullpen to start a little soft toss.
7th strikeout of the game for Ty Johnson. From the left side, Luke Salome coming to the plate. Salome reached base back in the third inning on a base on balls. Hitting from the left side. Inside call strike. Salome trying to work the count in his favor, but right now it's 1-1. Lawrence North 2, Prairie Meridian nothing. That's the way our first game ended, with the Cathedral claiming the City Alliance Baseball Championship tonight with a 2-0 win, shutout win over Covenant Christian. It was a great game.
Fantastic game. Same kind of at bat. Oh, my goodness.
Called strike 3. Wow, that's number 8 on the night for Johnson. So Salome is retired.
Well, I'm impressed with this Johnson. He is unbelievable. And just to throw the off-speed pitch there, you're blowing kids away, and you come up with that off-speed pitch, they're shaking their heads walking back to the dugout.
And even though it's the bottom half of the lineup, I think, Sean, he's getting stronger as the game is going on. Here's a ball hit into right field. Will they have a chance? Ball on under it, makes the catch, and quickly, Prairie Meridian is 3 up and 3 down. For the Falcons, after 5, Lawrence North continues to lead by the score of 2-0. It has been a great evening here at the Vic, as we like to call it, and a wonderful, wonderful evening it has been, Sean Crawl.
It has been a fantastic evening. 2 ball games. Skyline out behind the outfield fence. It's beautifully lit. It's just been a fantastic game. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors that have made this possible tonight.
Also to Impact Insurance Restorations. Give us a call today. 268-6375. Service is our greatest asset.
You know, these kids deserve to have a lot of people come out and watch them play. They pour their heart and soul into this, as well as being students. If you get a chance to go out and watch your local high school teams play, please, please do. They deserve it. And not just that, get down to this joint. I'm telling you what, you want to see some good baseball at AAA level. Doesn't get better than Victory Field.
Sean, I've been saying this for 22 years since the Indians been playing here at Victory Field. It's the best ticket in town.
It absolutely is.
Especially for a family.
I'll pay the quarter fine for saying that word, but it is for sure.
Bring your picnic out, sit in the outfield on a beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, and if you're here on Friday night, you're going to get a taste of outstanding fireworks.
The fireworks shows, and there's tons and tons of promotions for kids, for adults, for all ages.
Yep. Zach Weber here at the plate now for the LN Wildcats. As we go to the top half of the 6th inning. Takes that full wind up into the plate, swing, and foul straight back. So Weber, with the count, goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
2 really good pitching performances so far tonight, Steve. It's just that, you know, the walk and the single and then the air-mailed throw from right field caused the 2 runs to cross the plate for Lawrence North.
Ooh. 5 hits on the night. This one's going to drop in for a base hit, so he will reach base safely and lead off the inning for Lawrence North.
Boy, that was a tough play for Salame out there because he wanted to go after it, but if that gets by him, that could be trouble. So he put on the brakes, saved it for another day, just held him to a single. Smart play by the outfielder.
Jake Manward, when he started the season, was a little bit concerned about what his outfield defense would be like, but he said this has turned out to be the best part of their game.
And you need that, especially as a pitcher, to get the confidence to have that defense behind you, know the kind of pitches you can make that your defense will make plays, gives you a ton of confidence on the bump.
Here's Ty Johnson at the plate now. With no one out in the 6th, that sidearm delivery comes, squares to bunt, but takes it right back.
That's interesting that he would give up a strike first before he tried to bunt.
Lawrence North scored its only 2 runs in the game back in the 2nd inning. Here's a perfectly laid bunt down the first base line. A relay goes to first to Cade Reed, but there's only 1 out in the inning, and once again, Lawrence North moves a runner into scoring position.
They like to call that small ball.
It's
great fundamental baseball, and you bring up Jennings, who's had a couple of really good at-bats so far tonight.
I like to see that bunt laid down there by Johnson, and he did it perfectly in putting it to the right side and toward the first baseman. And on that relay, the put out, but again, runner reaching second base and in scoring position. And here comes Jennings to the plate. Tazian, last time up, reached base and scored. That was back in the second.
He's gone the opposite way a lot tonight, and they are playing him way off the right field line. If he can somehow open his hips up, get in front of a fastball and pull it down the line past the first baseman, Reed, who's playing in almost on the grass, he could run for days.
Weber called timeout, standing at second base, and gets his shoes adjusted. Ties them tightly. Joyce coming to the plate with that sidearm, a swing and a miss. Badly fooled on that one. That'll take the count to no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the inning at the top of the 6th with LN up on top, 2-0. This one gets up high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes in the 6th.
I think one of the themes we've had tonight, Steve, is pitchers pitching out of jams.
They have.
Runners in scoring position, bases loaded.
The ball hits lightly to the second baseman, and coming on to make the catch is Dayton Jones for the 2nd out of the inning. So that'll make the starting pitcher, Charlie Joyce, feel a little bit better with 2 down.
That's a big out because you don't get the runner over to third base, because when he gets to third, a lot of things can happen with an error on the infield, with a wild pitch. All different kinds of things can get that run home, so you love to keep him at second. Great job there by Joyce.
Here comes Marcus Goodpaster to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. In each of his 2 at-bat appearances, he's flied to right. So 2 down. Runner remains at second base. First pitch is inside for a ball, 1-0. Does he appear to you at all, Sean, to be getting a little bit tired?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think both these guys are still strong, pitching really well.
And this is their ace, Perry Meridian's ace.
It helps with it being a cool night, too.
Yeah, he pitched earlier in the week. I believe it was on Monday. So he's had significant race. They kept him out of play in that doubleheader against Whiteland, which was on Wednesday at Warrior Park in Whiteland, where they split a doubleheader. There's a ball hit into right field.
Ooh, it's
going to fall. And here comes a run in easily and getting into second base with a stand-up double.
Boy, you could not have thrown that out there better, Steve.
Yep. And the reaction to it was very slow in getting to the ball. So, again, an RBI going to be given to Goodpaster, and now insurance run has been tacked on for Lawrence North.
2 RBIs for Goodpaster. Sacrifice fly to right, and that little flare out there off the fist went with it, just dropped perfectly into play. That's a tough play for Reed at first base to
It
get
is,
to.
And Noah Baker was playing in his regular spot in right field, but again, the way the ball was dropping and perfectly played there. So, again, we're going to get a pinch runner for Lawrence North to come in. And Lawrence North's fans are on their feet, really excited about this extra run coming in.
That's Tyler Walkup, pinch running at second base.
Thank you. And here's Will Spear to the plate. 2 outs in the inning, swing and a foul straight back. So Coach Wisenreed going to work here for his Lawrence North Wildcats, and the Cats have delivered with 2 outs here in the inning.
It's a huge run, Steve.
It certainly is. Ball is way outside for a ball. That takes the count to 1-1. 1 run in here in the inning. On a couple of base hits, make that 3 base hits.
Ooh, that is just filthy.
So Joyce kind of rears back and throws. Gets a nice strike call there, 1-2. Again, there are 2 outs here in the inning. Top half of the 6th. Swing, straight foul back, no chance of getting it. And one of the fans for Lawrence North will gather that one in. Going to have to throw that one back.
I might have to roll it on the
maybe,
dugout.
Maybe not. Here they come for it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We need that back.
The IHSA says, please and thank you.
Yes.
1-2 is the count. And way up high for a ball. Will Spear, third time tonight at the plate.
Boy, a base hit here would be huge for that run.
Ooh, swing and just barely gets a piece of it. Calls it straight back.
Surprised he didn't cue that towards the Meridian dugout. It was how far off the end of the bat that was.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the 6th. Strike 3 called.
Framed it.
Spear is retired, but for Lawrence North, they come up with 1 run on 3 hits and no errors and 1 left on base after 5 1/2. It's Lawrence North 3 and Perry Meridian nothing.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Indiana SRN. If you need more information about our network, contact coach at indianasrn.org. Sean Kroll, again, coming up with an extra run for Lawrence North here in the late going. This proves to be very, very large.
Oh, it's extremely valuable for Johnson to get that insurance run. That way you know if a couple runners get on base, it's only the tying run that comes to the plate. That gives him a little bit more comfort to be more aggressive as we get in here into these last stages. Perry Meridian only has 6 outs left to try and do anything against Johnson, who's been fabulous tonight.
Johnson with 6 strikeouts in the game this evening, and the first batter to face him is Connor Woods. Woods will be followed by Cade Reed and Alex Hooten. Number 2, 3, and 4 batters in the inning. Falcons running out of chances here. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's the last chance for the big guns in your lineup, too, to get a shot to put some runs across. It looks like Ethan Butterfield's heading back out to the bullpen. Got some action on the Perry Meridian side as well.
There's a ball hit into center field. Will that drop? It does. And the Falcons have something going here with a leadoff single by Connor Woods. Got good contact on that one, Sean.
He did, and again, another play by the center fielder where he wanted to make a play for it, but didn't want it to get by him, so he put on the brakes, and it's a single.
And senior Cade Reed will come to the plate here. A runner at first base to lead off the inning for the Falcons. They trail Lawrence North 3-0 here in the 6th.
Bailey Arnold warming up in the bullpen for Perry Meridian.
All right. Cade Reed, third time up tonight. Reached on a base on balls and flied out back in the 3rd. From the right side. Patient at the plate. This one goes way outside. Johnson really missed on that pitch. 2-0 now, and we're going to get a little bit of conversation as Coach Wisenreed will come to the mound to make a visit.
If you're a competitor and you're a Bulldog, you're like, Coach, I've got this.
Let
me finish it.
Yeah. Well, again, we have a action down in the bullpen for Lawrence North, a lefty.
Ethan Butterfield, a junior, 5'11".
So they will break up the mound, and I think Sean Kroll has made the right call. Coach, I got this thing.
You always want to ask him what he thinks, and these competitors are like, I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, let me finish. Here's the ball hit sharply to the shortstop, and it'll be in time on to first base and not. Wow. By a step, but what a great throw from the shortstop on to second for the put out in the first out of the inning. So he will reach base on the fielder's choice.
I cannot begin to tell you how good of a turn that was at second base by Sherman for a high school kid. That was fabulous. And a great play at first, too, by Price to pick it out of the dirt. That was tremendous.
That was Major League ball right there.
That was excellent.
So we're going to get a pinch runner for Reed, who will come out. And is that 16, Sean?
Yeah.
Number 10.
Number 10. That, once again, is Evan Taylor.
Thank you.
Colors on those jerseys are difficult to see sometimes.
Yeah. Looks like Alex Hooten is going to give way for a pinch hitter. Is that right?
That's what it looks like.
Let's see who's coming to the plate.
A lefty.
35. That is
Charles Joyce.
All right, Charlie Joyce.
No,
that's not
John
right.
Joyce.
John Joyce.
It's Joyce. It was Joyce.
15?
Yes.
All right. Got straight here.
He comes up swinging. It was a Joyce. They're 15 and 16, two Joyces. They don't make that easy on us, do they?
All right, then. One out here in the inning. Runner on first base. Here in the bottom half of the sixth. Lawrence North leading the Falcons by the score of 3-0. Swing and miss.
Well, we got double-barreled action down in the Perry Meridian bullpen, as you also now have Caden Reed warming up for Perry Meridian.
That's why he gave way. There came out on the pinch runner. So ball delivered. Wow, that looked very good. But no, 7 strikeouts in the game for starter Ty Johnson tonight for the Lawrence North Wildcats, who came into tonight's game with a record of 16-5. Looking for their 7th consecutive win. And a swing and a miss. So the pinch hitter goes down on strikes. And that will be the 8th strikeout of the game.
And for the other Joyce, the opposing pitcher.
Yep. 2 down. Lawrence North in charge. Ball hit in the right side. Going to fall in for a base hit. Runner coming to third base. So the Falcons have runners at first and third now.
Great call there by the coach. Sending the runner in motion. Second baseman covers it. Hits it right through the hole for a base knock. Now you got something cooking if you're Perry Meridian.
We'll see if the Falcons can take advantage here. There are 2 outs in the inning. But now we'll see what the Mr. Reichert coming to the plate. Reichert has a base hit tonight, Sean.
He does. Got taken out, or not taken out. He was part of that beautiful double play back in the 4th.
First pitch is up high for a ball. Runners at first and third. Perry Meridian trying to come back from a 3-0 deficit. Swing and a miss. Got a good cut at it.
He did just a bit on the outside part of the plate. That's tough to handle, especially if you're trying to pull it.
Yep.
They're playing deeper in right. As you see Vaughn, he's playing really deep in right field.
There's a throw over to first, and he's got him. The second time tonight. The pickoff at first base. You got to hand it to this young man, Ty Johnson. He is quick to the force. And the inning retired here in the bottom half of the 6th. Our score remains Lawrence North 3 and the Falcons nothing.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Victory Field in Indianapolis, Indiana. Steve McClure along with Sean Kroll as we get set to go to the top half of the 7th inning with Lawrence North continuing to lead Perry Meridian 3-0. That was a highlight play that we should put on film, was it not?
I would completely agree with that, and I'll tell you what, Lawrence North is looking for an insurance run, but if you need insurance help, who would you call, Steve?
I would call the people at Impact Insurance Restoration. They're the kings, aren't they?
They are the service you expect and the solutions you need.
So what I'm saying is that that particular play at first on the putout, as far as a scout is concerned, you got to say, let's take a look at this young man.
Yes, for sure. New pitcher, Caden Reed for Perry Meridian. He swaps positions with Mr. Joyce. Joyce is now at first.
Yep. So Vaughn will come to the plate to lead things off for Lawrence North. Again, with a 3-0 lead over the Falcons of Perry Meridian High School on the south side. Reed pitched on Wednesday evening, went the distance against Whiteland in that 7-5 victory. Again, Reed headed to Manchester University in the fall.
He's got some hair on that fastball for sure.
Getting ready for graduation at Perry on May the 24th, a Friday night. Called strike 3. He's gone. So Vaughn is retired to lead things off here in the 7th.
Steve, these pitchers have been paint masters tonight.
They have, haven't they?
Living on the corners like the Atlanta Braves pitching staff in the 90s. Unbelievable.
He's saying, let me show you what I can do now.
Yeah.
Way up high. Cade misses on that pitch. I know his mother as well as his grandmother. Good friends of ours. Ball hit to the right side and going to go out of play. Big hand goes up. Again, foul off to the right side. 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for Lawrence North. No runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for Perry Meridian tonight. Reed comes. Ball hit to the right shortstop. Reichert picks it up on the sidearm throw, and there's 2 down. Quickly.
You can close the book on Joyce. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts in line, sadly, for the L at this point.
Yep.
He's on the hook.
Nick Taylor coming to the plate now for Lawrence North with 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. Just about ready to hit the 10 p.m. hour.
It
Sean
is.
Kroll.
Although we started at 8:25, so that's pretty good.
Hey, listen, I'll stand all night down here if you let me.
I think there's someone in the booth that wouldn't appreciate that.
No, I'm sure that probably is correct.
From my end.
Here's the ball way up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. There are 2 outs here in the inning. Yeah, Jerry Collins reminding us how early he got here today.
He's the best. He doesn't like us to do this, but he and Riley are just fantastic, getting here early and setting up all the wiring. And
Riley down there handling the cameras for us tonight on SRN. He's got his hands in his pocket. I think he may be a little chilly.
He's doing the chili dance, back and forth.
Back to 50 degrees. I think we're going to 41 tonight, guys.
Oh, boy.
Snow.
Oh, I got it.
We got any snow flurries in the area?
Oh, don't say that. But they do a fantastic job with these webcasts, setting everything up and making it really easy for us.
They've done an outstanding job in our first year for the webcast that began back in our football season and continued during basketball as we continue to grow the monster, I guess you might say.
Hashtag build the monster. That was quite a few years ago
Yes,
that came out.
it was. That'll show our age, won't it?
Well, yeah.
No, it won't. Swing and a miss, and that will do it here in the inning for Lawrence North. They send 3 men to the plate, and 3 men are out. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and no one left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th with our score. Lawrence North 3, Perry Meridian nothing. Well, this will do it.
This is it.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Back here at Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis, Steve McClure along with Sean Kroll, and chances are limited here for the Perry Meridian Falcons as they come to the bottom half of the 7th inning, trailing Lawrence North by the score of 3-0. And Sean, throughout this game, we have seen the Wildcats just have a little extra to get that lead.
You know, they've come up in those moments where they've needed that big hit, and they've gotten it, which has gotten them to plate 3 runs, which are huge right now, especially with the way that this young man, Ty Johnson, has pitched tonight. I have him for 9 strikeouts and only 1 walk.
Yes, sir.
Those are numbers that you like as a coach.
Yeah, and Johnson wants to finish this thing, so he'll face Reichert along with Baker and Arnold here for Perry Meridian. Reichert has a base hit in the game. He also struck out back in the 2nd.
For those of you that are unsure why he gets to hit again, because he was at the plate
Correct.
when the runner was picked off,
Right.
he still gets to finish his at-bat.
And we mentioned earlier that here's Reichert hitting it into right field, but on and under it to make the catch for the first out of the inning is Caleb Vaughn. Started to say, Sean, that Reichert had transferred from Covenant Christian to Perry Meridian. Has done an outstanding job as a senior this year for the Falcons. At a very tough position, and we saw earlier tonight the strong arm that he has at that position. So there are 1 out. And coming to the plate now is Mr. Jones.
We have us a pinch hitter.
All right.
Isaac Jones.
Isaac Jones. So Coach Banwer going to the bench. First pitch called strike 1. Good heat on that one, Sean.
And he has not lost any MPH, it seems like, off his fastball tonight.
Swing and a miss. Badly misses on that one, and ahead in the count he goes. No balls and 2 strikes. Arnold in the on-deck circle.
Actually, Steve, I think there's another pinch hitter in the on-deck circle.
We'll check on that. Pitch up high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Takes that stretch and comes to the plate. Just gets a piece of it. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Is that 35?
It's 24.
24.
Which is Luke Janier.
Yep, he's been waiting in the on-deck circle, so Coach Banwer going to go to his bench and try to get something going here. Running out of time, 2 outs away, Lawrence North from a Marion County championship. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout.
I have that as 10.
10 big Ks being recorded here by starting pitcher Ty Johnson tonight.
Not only trying to get something going with these pinch hitters, but giving these kids a chance to get in at bat at Victory Field.
Exactly.
I mean, these will be memories they will remember forever.
Yep. First, the state finals will come right back here to Victory Field in June. 4 big games, 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. We mentioned earlier tonight that the Covenant Christian Warriors will play in that Park Tudor sectional, the 2A. And Lawrence North will be in the New Palestine sectional. Perry Meridian will go to Southport and play in their sectional. That will include Ron Colley. Ahead in the count he comes. Can he do it? Looking for strikeout number 11. Janier waits. Swing and a miss, and he's gone.
And that will do it.
11 strikeouts in the game, and Lawrence North celebrates at the pitcher's circle. They are the Marion County baseball champions. Our final score today, Lawrence North 3, Perry Meridian nothing. Back with our post-game show in just a moment.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job that helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Victory Field in Indianapolis. Steve McClure along with Sean Kroll. Your Marion County baseball champions celebrating at home plate, and we'll get together with their Prairie Meridian Falcon counterparts tonight, but it is a 3-0 shutout this evening as the Ty Johnson comes through with 11 strikeouts on the evening, and I think he's given up, 3-4 hits on the evening?
He gave
the
up
most
5.
5 base hits.
But 7 innings pitched, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts.
Just ahead in the count all night, and he was so much in command, plus those 2 pickoff plays.
2 huge pickoffs, and when he needed a big pitch, he went to his fastball in the outside corner and almost always got either a swinging strike or got him rung up. He just was a paint master tonight. And every once in a while, he'd throw that breaking ball, and they'd be done.
Yeah, this is a guy. It's not like Perry Meridian didn't have a couple of chances in this game. They put some runners on, had runners at first and third on a couple of different occasions, but Lawrence North tonight was just outstanding, and they had great pitching. They will receive the championship trophy now at home plate and continue the celebration. Their 7th consecutive win as they move on with a 17-5 record, and they will take on Center Grove in back-to-back games on Tuesday and Wednesday in the Mid-Conference. That should be a great matchup. As far as Perry Meridian is concerned, they will continue to play well, I know, and when they face the sectional at Southport, I think they could be considered the favorite.
I think both these teams are going to be tough outs come tournament time, Steve. And if you go back and after a day or so and you look at the film and you're the coach of Lawrence North, you see that all 3 RBIs came from your 8 and 9 hitters. You got to love that production from the bottom of the lineup to get you over the hump. You love that, and it's even better come tournament time, knowing these guys can come through for you.
Well, you also, when you have hitters in the 8 and 9 spots, you can go to your top 3 and say, look, I can do this thing too.
This truly is a team game. Every person is super important, and you look for those guys. We talk about it all the time when we're just talking, casually about the playoffs and the World Series. Who's that guy that you don't expect that's going to step up and make the big play? And that's what baseball breeds, and we saw it tonight with Goodpaster and Spear with the 3 RBIs combined. It was a fantastic job by them.
Well, they have a chance to celebrate again at home plate. You see them there holding the Marion County Baseball Championship with those huge smiles, and that picture will be taken now and kept in the archives, and in about 25 years to now, they'll be able to say to their sons and daughters, take a look at that.
Yeah, I was a part of that. they'll come back for reunions and remember the time.
Sean Kroll, it has been a pleasure sitting alongside you tonight, again with our executive producer, Jerry Collins, on hand to bring all of this to you, the pictures and all the excitement of being here for these 2 championship games. Again, earlier tonight in the City Alliance Championship, it was a Cathedral Irish with a 2-0 win over Covenant Christian. And tonight in the Marion County Championship, LN with a 3-0 shutout over Perry Meridian. Sean, final comments?
Fantastic baseball tonight. Great defense. Fantastic pitching performances. Some clutch hitting. It doesn't get any better than this. It really doesn't, Steve. 2 fantastic baseball games from 4 fantastic baseball teams. Please, please go out and support your local high school teams in whatever sport it is. These kids deserve it.
Our thanks go out to the Indianapolis Indians for being the perfect host tonight here for these 2 championship games. Also, our appreciation and thanks to all of our sponsors who allow us this privilege to bring you baseball here in the IHSAA. Once again, final scores tonight. The Irish of Cathedral with a 2-0 win over Covenant Christian. And in the Marion County Championship, Lawrence North defeats Perry Meridian 3-0. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Sean Kroll, and the entire SRN Sports team, Steve McClure reminding you he lives for you and for me. Good night, everybody.